On today's episode, we will be discussing who planted the smackdown on Jermall Charlo.
Everybody want to be a fighter right now. This is brawls in baseball. There's brawls all over. Everybody want to be smacking somebody. Everybody kung fu fighting. What's going on, man?
I don't even know, man. But first, if you don't wear no shoes, you might get socked. Everybody's getting punched these days in the sports that you're not supposed to get punched in. But we're going to start off, coming from the international women basketball that's been making some waves after this video was leaked.
No matter if you're 6'8" or overweight, don't get smacked.
No, I seriously think that is the first exorcism in boxing. He got up and said, "Here, give me some more."
Give me the bridge now.
Welcome to another great episode of Ringside with Ray and Prince, where we look to educate you, entertain you, and empower you. We have walks from the mountain in this scope.
There are certain techniques that you feel almost immediately. In MMA, when you get kicked in the lower part of the leg around the calf area.
When you got an opportunity to step on somebody's neck and put them away, you got to put them away.
Maybe not game 4, because game 4 just seems like they were all shut out already. Like they were like, okay, I'm ready for Cancun. Who's coming?
You're the guy now. And you get to make all the calls. Now, if you want to take it 50-50, you're going to have to live with that 50-50.
Do you know one of the reasons why my name is Sugar Shane Mosley?
Thank you for joining us. Y'all have a good one. Ringside Ray and Prince. Peace and power, y'all. What's going on, everybody?
You know when you see us with our shades on, you know what it's going to be.
You know what time it is. Look, welcome to another great episode of Ringside with Ray and Prince, where we look to entertain you, educate you, and empower you. Make sure that you hit that like and subscribe button. And you already know, share this with the people that you care about the most. Other than that, man, let's go ahead and get this show started. Ray, what's going on up in here, man?
And man, they just had the footage release of a 2021 scrimmage with Liz Cambage. She was out there, big girl in Debo, and she's 6'8". She rough, she tough, she out there giving people the business. And then somebody said, "We ain't having it." I'm gonna go ahead and give you the business back. I'm gonna hit you with a punch and let you know ain't no suckers on this court. And with WNBA, you normally don't see that, man. If you don't know, the WNBA, the former Australia player from Australia who played for the Dallas Wings, Las Vegas Aces, and the LA Sparks. People alleged there was like racial slurs shouted in Nigeria from Nigerian players. They had like I guess a friendly, and she got caught in the jaw after she was out there being very, very rough and physical with one of the other young ladies. And so
being aggressive. She definitely was being aggressive. You know, it's been a one-sided story. I know that she just did an interview with Taylor Rook, and they spoke about, if she made that racial slur the other day. And I don't know if she did or I don't know if she didn't. But emotions run high, and you can say all types of things after you get hit. You're caught off guard. And so what happened was, if nobody actually saw the tweet, what happened, that they were in Tokyo. That's where they had the scrimmage in Tokyo with the Australian team and Nigerian team. They were in the scrimmage, and they were Liz and another player. They were going for a rebound, and they were what do you call it? Jarring.
It was multiple things. It wasn't just one rebound, Prince. Like she gave the girl the business, gave her elbow first.
I watched in these scoffs from the mountains by the way that you just smacked me.
Ooh, it's not happening.
Which is overseen by a child who will scoff a tradition. And now you want to smack me? I will not have it to her. That's what she said. As I was saying, man, so that's how this fight transpired. And so afterwards, you never know what was said, but I'm pretty sure emotions were high and some words were out there in the atmosphere, thrown around. And she could have possibly said what she said, but I think what's going on is people are not, the athletes are not happy that she's not admitting to whatever she did. And that's how this big stir is starting to like get out of hand, because when she did her interview, she said that she wanted to join the Nigerian team because of her Nigerian roots. But the team officials denied that she spoke about joining the team at all. So I don't know what narrative to believe, but what's even more confusing is, what's going on with Terence Crawford, man. So they said that Terence Crawford should be fighting Boots next, and or have a rematch with Errol Spence Jr. Right? I just personally saw him on the Breakfast Club. He had his interview, and he was talking about how he doesn't think fighting Boots will actually be a good fight for him. So he'll probably look for the rematch with Errol Spence Jr. He said he doesn't think that he should retire. He should just take some time off, get his mind right, and then figure out when he wants to go back into the ring, and then they can take it from there. But he also sent an invitation out to Tank Davis and told him, man, if he really think he can beat me, he 5'5", but he really think he can beat me, then we can get it in. But Terence Crawford said, he's at the end of his career, and what he's looking for is a bag. Now that he's a man, he said all he wants is a bag. So he's looking to fight Jermall Charlo as well. So he's looking for the bag. What you think, man?
You know what? Crawford has done his thing, man. He came out, he represented, the man's 40-0. He keeps showing that he's a beast at every single area, every single level, from 140, 135 to 147. Like he went up to 147. He's knocked out everybody he fought at 147.
Yes.
He like, Charlo, you want this smoke? American, Mexican.
Anybody can get it.
So he is the dog. He's in that space right now. He proved himself. He can go out and get whatever fights that he wants. Of course, I mean, you don't want to take the most toughest fights that are going to be not a big draw for you. Like right now, he's like, man, I'm just about this bag. I'm at the end of my career. I know I can whip Spence ass. I done did it already. Boots and this young buck coming up. Like, he's hungry. You don't want to fight the young buck that's coming. I don't think Boots have got anything for him, but I think it'll be a way tougher fight than it was against Spence. I mean, I don't know what happened with Errol, man. That was one for me. I keep going back and looked at it. I watched the fight again, and it was just like total domination, outclassing, and I hope it was just a bad night for Errol, man. But I thought he would put up a way better fight.
Yeah, I watched the fight again, man, and I just think that just Terence Crawford is who he say he is. He's great, man, and so we have to give him his credit. And he's a thinking fighter, and so he's going to expose your weakness. And if you come in being a one-dimensional fighter, he's going to expose that, man. So he did what he did. He's the champion for a reason, and no one can dispute that because he's the undisputed welterweight champion, right? He's a champion in 2 divisions. So, man, you got to give credit where credit is due. And I think people discredit his ability to be able to fight, and they always discredit his size and say he's a smaller fighter. But man, he has definitely shown everybody that he can win.
But here's one of the things. So sometimes everybody talks about the size and disadvantages, but sometimes the speed and skill set disadvantages outweigh that. And you're talking about the times that he actually had problems against fighters. When Bud had problems against fighters, they were a little smaller than him. They were faster. So maybe that is an issue. Maybe that's something that Tank Davis says, okay, I can see it. I mean, Tank ain't the fastest fighter, but that he hit like a Mack truck. So maybe that's part of it.
Maybe that is part of it, man. But I mean, we're gonna see. They need to be able to duck and dodge. One of the things that Gervonta can do is move out of the way, and but Crawford has angles, so I can see Crawford coming in with those angles, man. So,
but Tank Davis can punch. And then you talking about slick footwork and somebody else that can punch. Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson has been working with Francis Ngannou for his against Tyson in Saudi Arabia.
What
do you think about that? Because I saw it. Watch Mike giving him some insight and trying to make him rip punches more, trying to let him set his feet down. I mean, Ngannou's a big dude. He got punching power. Tyson Fury is a monster, though, man. So even with Tyson training, man, what do you think? I mean, Spike said he'll compete when the bell rings. He'll combine his energy, speed, combat skills, and his punches. He showed him how to sit down and punches and come underneath stuff. So That might be interesting, man. Nobody's really seen Ngannou actually fight in a regular boxing match. So what do you think?
It's going to be interesting to see how Ngannou transitions from the UFC world to the boxing world and be able to have that endurance to be able to box for that long period of time. And Tyson Fury, he's been doing this for a long time, man, and he has been the reigning champ for a very long time, as we have seen, and no one wants to fight him. So this is going to be a fight for Francis' life. He's going to have a difficult time. I think, in my opinion, fighting the Gypsy King. And I think the Gypsy King is going to come in. You got to think about it. Ngannou is a massive underdog in this fight in Saudi Arabia in October, man. So I'm not sure if we're going to see what we had a chance to see with him and Deontay Wilder, where it goes the distance, but somebody gets knocked out.
Yeah, I don't even know how they actually sanctioned this fight. Like, it's outclassed in every single way. You're talking about a guy that hasn't had a boxing career, and you go in and going to fight against one of the greatest of all time. Like, if you can't say Tyson Fury is up there with some of the top heavyweights of all time, it's a problem, man. So, like, my thing is watching these mixed fights from MMA and boxing. Like, it's crazy to me. It's crazy to me because you're saying here, like, I got a basketball player. I can go ahead and just input Kevin Garnett over here into the NFL right now and let him go in there. He gonna get his face broke off.
Exactly, man. But
Kevin Garnett, I love you, Kevin, but God, ain't no way you going to NFL and then you gonna just go against the best of the game and come out unscathed.
Man, you have a point, but to Ngannou's defense, I would say it's still a combat sport, right? But it's a different combat sport. But again, you fighting the Gypsy King, and the Gypsy King is always there to deliver, right?
If I'm him, I'm gonna get Caleb Plant in my corner too, because Caleb Plant.
Caleb Plant is putting the smackdown on people. He is planting the smackdown. Man, did you see that? Did anybody see that? Look, it was Jermall. It was the Charlo, one of the Charlo brothers. So Jermall Charlo, he got smacked by Caleb Plant in backstage at the Terence Crawford Errol Spence Jr. fight, man, and it looked bad. It looked bad, Ray. If somebody smacked you like that, Ray, what would you do?
Man, it was like one of them quick joints too, like like he had just put baby powder on it. He was already ready and prepared for that slap. He knew it was coming. But Caleb Plant said the dude had his hand in his face. He was disrespecting him in front of his wife. It was a whole thing that came on that he was saying. So when you look back at it, I think it might have been justified. I wouldn't have hid behind the bodyguards. I'd have been chasing his ass all night. No, you got to see me. You ain't gonna just smack me like that. I know your hotel room. I'm gonna see you somewhere. We gonna follow you till I catch you.
We gonna follow up with that, man, because I'm like Charlie Murphy. Hey man, this man just disrespected me. He just smacked me in front of everybody, man. Hit me with unity.
He had to be shocked in the beginning, like he gets slapped. He's like, "Hold up, he just slapped me." Open hand slap.
Open hand slap, man. So yeah, so I'm with you on that, man. I know that wouldn't settle well with me, man. Like, I'm going to hunt you down. Like, you just cannot slap me like that in public and with all of these smartphones, right? So I get it, and right, it's you are embarrassed. You do get embarrassed by that. I mean, I think he bounced back from it. Charlo, he didn't really make too much of it. It is what it is, but it's gonna be difficult for you to smack me and then think you can get away with it. I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna catch you when you're off guard. I'm gonna catch you at any point in time. I'm just gonna catch you. Just remember that. Fish get caught. That's what Terence Crawford said. Fish do get caught. So, man, could you see this fight that happened in the future? Plant, he's a super middleweight, and Jermall Charlo, he's a middleweight. Do you think that fight could ever possibly happen?
He said we'd still be fighting 2 weeks later.
Right?
Yeah. I'm telling you, yeah. I mean, it's the fight's gonna have to happen in the ring or outside the ring. It's gonna happen either way. I mean, they might as well get paid for it. They created some interest. They created a little social media buzz behind it. Shoot, they might just start getting some of these baseball players to come in and fight too. I mean, everybody fighting right now.
Hey, which one you talking about? You talking about the baseball brawl and the diamond field?
Atlanta Braves and Chicago White Sox, like they, baseball dudes, they normally go when they fight like girls. They be throwing their little windmill hands like this. No disrespect, Clarissa, Corinne, Israel, y'all can fight for real. But I'm saying in general, right? Normally, you watch baseball, they get hit and they run up there and they just like, ugh.
Right.
These two dudes came up. Who's it? Was Ramirez and Anderson? They came up. They put their hands. They were like, "Yeah, let's get it."
Look. Tim Anderson squared up first. He was just like, "What? What you want to do?" Took his glove off and just like, "Oh, what you want to do?" Right? And he went in for the kill. He went in for the first punch. He threw the first punch. Jose Ramirez, he ducked. He put his head down, and came up with the right hook and caught him. Boom, man! Tim Anderson's body just. He was paralyzed. He couldn't do anything. Look, they even said
the back of the shoulder lean.
We just pull up our pants and do the rock away. A lean back. Hey, a lean back. Hey, he was lent back, and so it was bad for baseball to see these two brothers fighting, but somebody got to do the work, the dirty work. They need to air out they moments, and it happened, man. Everybody is brawling all over the world. What's going on, Ray? You got chairs.
The dude actually got knocked out in this baseball fight. He got a 6-game suspension, and the dude that did the knock got a 3-game suspension.
Man, how's that?
Because he didn't throw the first punch. Like he was like he counterpunched. That's what they keep saying. That he leaned back, did a little shoulder roll, came back, and he hit him with like an open palm. He didn't even hit him with like one of them, like Keen turned over. So he don't really know boxing fight. He just like hit him with open palm and caught him.
Right. He definitely did. Just caught him on the chin, and sometimes that's all that it takes, man. You got a weak chin, you get caught on the chin, you just you go into the rigor mortis pose.
Yep. Baseball is good for you. The baseball field is always the last place you expect.
Like he said, they figured it'd take him 6 games to recover. Hey man, that's still cold-blooded. Keys, boy, you on the road today, man. Look, baseball field is always the last place you would expect something exciting like that to go down, man. Because sometimes baseball can be boring. But that brings a little bit of excitement to it. But who's always putting on the show? That's Nate Diaz, baby. What I'm talking about? He didn't get it done. He didn't knock out Jake Paul, but that he put up a good fight, man. That was a good fight to watch. I couldn't put it down. I was like, when I said I couldn't put it down, watching it on my phone, I was like, is he gonna get knocked down? I should go get something, So, man, let's talk about that. Nate Diaz versus Jake Paul, man. What you think about that?
I was watching it for a little bit. I watched the first round, and Jake Paul came out, caught that dude with an overhand left, and I was like, oh, he about to knock him out. So I stopped paying attention. I was watching the fight, but kind of not watching the fight because I'm like, what is Nate Diaz doing? But I think he was just overwhelmed because I looked at his body and he had like a whole bunch of dad fat around his mid waist, right? And so I'm like, maybe this dude can't last this whole time. But then I don't know what they gave him, like the air pride, the body mix or something they had in the corner, because he used to start coming on. He started like swinging, like he was punching. I was like, God dang it. Okay, maybe he got a chance. He showed some abilities. I mean, Nate been fighting for since he was a kid, so like he can throw hands. All of him and brothers, everybody can throw hands. So I didn't think he would totally be outgunned by by Jake Paul, but Jake did catch him with a joint and almost knocked him out the ring.
It definitely almost did, man. After the fight, Jake Paul did say he'll go fight him in the MMA in the octagon, man. So what's next for Jake Paul? well, he might go fight in the octagon, and if he does, I want to see how that's going to pan out for him. And if he fight Nate Diaz, Nate Diaz, he want to box. He don't care about the octagon, and so when he had those gloves on, it's a little bit different. But when he don't have no gloves on, I think he gonna give him that business, man.
You know what, Jake Paul ain't no punk though. As much as they call him a YouTuber, this dude be going there scrapping.
Right.
Shane said he can punch like a heavyweight, and like you watch him and how he's managing and stuff, and he's bringing up young fighters. He had 2 other fights on the card with Heather the Heat Hardy and Amanda Serrano, and then they got a young buck that's coming up. I like this kid, man. I can't remember what his name is right now. But they got a little young buck, 19 years old, and he out there at 135, I think, and he looked good, man. The kid is sharp. So he's paying these kids, what they're worth. So shout out to Jake Paul for making it entertainment and also making sure people get they just due.
Yeah, shout out to Jake Paul doing his thing, man. Keep doing your thing, baby. Keep doing your thing. Look, what's next? You know what's next, baby? Football season is back. What up, Ray? I see you over there with your coffee cup in your hand. Look, I'm over here doing the shoulder lean right now. I'm doing
little tea, just a little tea.
So you can see what's going on in the background, baby. I got my helmet back there. Yes,
I got to show this too. We ain't talking about college football yet, but my boys are going to be here in San Diego, Prince, October 26th. We're taking on San Diego State. We got to be in the house, Prince.
Y'all ain't ready, but we're going to definitely be in the house, baby. They're going to be in the house. That's going to be good, man. College football is about to start as well. They're going to have these games about to pop off. You already know it usually happens about the last preseason game. So college football is about to begin. I'm looking forward to Colorado and Deion Sanders and what they're going to do. Man, it's looking good. But, hey, the NFL, the preseason Hall of Fame game was kicked off last week against the Jets versus the Browns. And we got questions about the football season right now. We're going to have to bring on some of our experts to talk about this. How is Dalvin Cook not on the roster right now? Because we have to bring on, Ashley or somebody.
Dalvin said he want to go somewhere.
Where's that somewhere that he wants to go? You have an idea, Ray? Hey, but I thought that team that you were advertising wanted to go get back with their old boo, Ezekiel.
It's a toxic relationship. They got to leave it alone.
I think so as well, man. You just don't get rid of me, kick me out the house. If you don't want me, then don't talk to me. Go ahead and free yourself. So looking forward to what they have in the books right now. I think Dallas is going to do really well. Man, we got the Texans versus the Patriots. That's going down tonight. And we got the Vikings versus the Seahawks. So that's going down tonight as well, man. And I know we got some games happening Friday, August the 11th.
Steelers versus the Bucks. And then you got the Packers versus the Bengals. The Packers, the first season without A-Rod.
That's going to be different, man.
We got the Giants and Lions. Somebody always got to throw in here. Commanders versus the Browns. Commanders after the ownership has changed. Let's see what happens over there. I can't really talk that bad about the Commanders no more. Since they put a brother there. They put some brothers on the wall. Like Radio Raheem, man, they put Magic Johnson in the space, man. So
yeah, but Magic don't play, nor do the owners. And so right now the players are the ones that's actually making the uproar because they're speaking about Eric Bieniemy. They saying they're not liking how he's coaching the players. He's old school, and you got these young cats. And so these young cats, they're a bit sensitive. The younger generation is a bit different. So, Eric coming in there hurt people's feelings, and they like, man, we don't want to play for you, man. And so you got the head coach Rivera. He was like, it's okay, just let's just see how things settle. So I want to see
Browns going in there, Prince. I mean, somebody keep Deshaun Watson out of the Camelot. Keep him out of the classics. Keep him out the clubs, man. Don't let him go downtown DC. Right. Make sure y'all keep Deshaun Watson away from the clubs and everything else, man. Don't let that dude be bringing his little ass towel.
What's our last game?
Broncos and Cardinals.
bro.
Nobody who watching that? Who played for the Broncos? You got my dude now. This is my guy, Russell Wilson. Now, I don't know if you saw this about Future has a song that says F Russell Wilson, and it's new song out.
Oh.
And Russell Wilson came back. Everybody think Russell Wilson, old sucker dude, like old softy. He came back and he posted a picture of him walking on the field with Future's son and said, "Dad life." That's a Caleb plant.
That's a Caleb plant. Checkmate. Bam. Anyway, man, we gotta give you something to leave with. Stand above the ropes. I just want to say, this week, you know me, I'm always talking about meditation. I always speak about it, and so I just want to talk about the significance of meditation. I get a lot of people always say to me, "Man, Prince, I don't have no time for meditation," and I always tell them, say that phrase again and just stop at the first two letters of meditation. What you're saying is you don't have time for me, and you need to start making time for you. Now, what would you ask? How do you practice meditation? Well, easy. There's two ways. There's many other ways to practice meditation, but the two things that I'll focus on is number one, don't try to clear your mind when it comes to the practice of meditation. Focus. If you go into a meditation, you can focus on one thing. If your mind veers away from that one thing, bring it back to that one thing. And during the time of your meditation, and that's one way to meditate, by just being able to focus on one thing for the duration of your time. Maybe that's 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes. Just learn how to increase your ability to focus. Number two, observation is the nature of the self. What do I mean by that? When we was growing up as kids, how do we learn how to walk, how to talk, how to do anything? We observe our parents. And so when you learn how to sit down and observe your thoughts, what happens is you become familiar with your thoughts, and you got to learn how to just sit and not react to your thoughts, like not jump up or do this or think about this. Just see your thoughts for what they are and let them pass, and just allow yourself to anchor yourself. Because what that does is, in the physical world, or when you come out of your meditation, you don't react to the BS that people throw out at you, and you don't react to things that don't even require your attention. So just be mindful of that. And I just want to share that note with you. Practice meditation. Make time for meditation. That way you can make time for you.
Spot on. And I'm gonna add right to it, man. Right what you saying, man. But mine is more about being mindful about your balance. Like, make sure you're making more deposits than you are withdrawing. When you withdraw too much, you get to negative balance. You're gonna offset everything. They charge you additional fees and everything else in your life. So make sure that you stay up on your balance and add more positive things in there. You're depositing good things into your life rather than just taking away from what you have. So as you keep moving forward, make sure you take measure and understand and always know where your balance is.
Good. Golly, right? Golly, that was hot. Knockout punch, baby. Hey, y'all know what it is. Thank you for joining us for another great episode of Ringside with Ray and Prince, where we look to empower you, entertain you, and educate you. Make sure that you check us out next week. Same bat time, every Thursday, 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Look, other than that, man, make sure that you hit that like and that subscribe button, and we're going to catch y'all next week. You already know what it is. Ray, we out here, man. Peace and power, everybody.
I feel like busting loose, busting loose.